This was us in 2022, averaging $4,000 to $6,000 days. Sounds good, right? But our business wasn't actually a business. We were drowning, we had constant and yeah, it looked good on paper. And this is us today, averaging $12,000 to $14,000 days. And we didn't even spend a dime to make it happen. We just made one decision and it changed everything. All right guys, you saw the title of the video, and so that one decision, as corny as it sounds, it is focus. Now before you click off the video, we're gonna explain why focus is important, why it helped us scale the business to the stage it is right now. Before we get into it, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane and we're gonna go back to 2022. So I remember 22, and why 22 is because that was our worst year in business.
Definitely.
In 2022, we were doing a lot of stuff. So what were some of the things that we were doing?
For one, we had our e-commerce site, pretty much our core business. At the same time, we also had wanting to start a
wrap shop,
PPF shop, one of the Tint shop. We were also looking into getting some of the car care, like the shampoos,
detailing supplies,
all of that. At the same time, we also thought about like getting an injection molding machine to where we could actually make physical plastic parts. And in addition to that, also the carbon fiber
custom carbon fiber parts, hoods, fenders.
In a sense, we were just thinking about everything cars, everything aftermarket, everything. We were thinking of, we're gonna be like the one-stop shop for everything. That's kind of what's our mindset, because the common sense tells you the more that there is, the better, right? The more revenue, the more, the better. We found out that that's definitely not true because we lacked focus.
Yep.
We couldn't be good at anything. It's kind of like you're trying to be good at sports as a whole. Like you can't really be good at sports. You have to be good at what? Soccer, you have to be good at basketball, you have to be good at baseball. You have to focus on that one thing. And even within that, there's still like the positions. But because in 2022, we lacked that focus, that's why you saw the revenue dip.
So just think of it as different stations. So back then, we wanted to start a wrap shop. So I know right now we're working on a car, but it's not a wrap shop. It's for our main business, our core business, doing installation videos. So right now, everything is more unified, more compact. But like I mentioned, we're gonna take you back to 2022 and show you how we operated. Even in manufacturing,
yeah,
it was just everywhere. It was unorganized. I know right now you see the warehouse, it looks pretty organized, it looks efficient, but that wasn't the case. I don't know if you remember how the machines were set up. Do you remember?
The machines.
So we had like a tint station here, and then across the other side of the warehouse, we had a PPF station, and then we had the small decals.
Yeah, so pretty much as long as the thing that needed to be done got done, that was it. It didn't matter whether one thing was here, whether one thing was that.
And the reason why it got so bad, or the reason why we didn't fix it, is because we were focusing on other stuff. So like my brother mentioned, we had our attention on the wrap shop, we had our attention on the injection molding, the carbon fiber parts. So because we had our attention everywhere, other aspects of the business were lacking, and the manufacturing side was one of them, because machines were everywhere, stations were inefficient. That was that aspect of 2022.
In addition to just the overall lack of focus, accountability was a big one. There was no accountability. There was, the structure wasn't there, the focus wasn't there. So there was different things that we were doing extremely wrong.
Yes, we were doing a bunch of stuff that we weren't good at any of them. During that time, 2022, when we were trying to do everything, we noticed it in the revenue, because during that time, the days, it was about $2,000 days, $4,000 days, $5,000 days.
At the most.
At the most. And we also had a lot of expenses.
Yeah.
Because we were also having negative months.
Yeah.
We were having negative 10,000, negative 2,000, negative 4,000, negative 5,000. During that time, we kind of like, we were struggling a lot. And so we had to decide, how are we gonna change it? And then I know you came across a certain piece of content.
The Hermosis, that's when I know I started watching Alex Hermosi. Well, actually I watched Layla Hermosi first. Just started consuming that content. And so it was just out of chance of seeing his content. I know he's mostly in services and whatnot, but we were able to extrapolate like what he was saying into our business. And really a big one was focus and volume. That was really much the thing that we got from it at that stage. And so that's what we started focusing on. We just started, eliminating pretty much everything that wasn't our core business.
Yep.
We eliminated everything. And then with that, that's why we had the meetings about, okay, now we have a core business, now let's make it better. The meeting about the boxes, the meeting about the film, the meeting about the overall experience, the installation instructions. So we actually started honing in the product. And that's one of the reasons why the product started getting better. Not perfect yet, but it started getting better. And that's why we started getting, you know, more positive reviews. Those products and listings started building traction.
That's one of the things. We decided to focus on the core business, and so we just decided to focus on volume, because that's one of the things we learned. During that time, we only had about 30 cars that we had, I guess, products or SKUs for. And so just imagine we only have like one box. We're only gonna be making so much money from one box. But if we focus on a small box, if we focus on a big box, a medium box, an extra large box, then we have a lot more potential to make money. And so during that time, the end of 2022 and the whole year of 2023, that's when we started coming out with cars and cars and cars.
So it was a focus within a focus. The focus was our core business. The focus, what is it that we need to do? The focus is volume, more vehicles, more products. We just focus on that. So it was a focus within a focus. So we were just super hyper focused on the thing that we needed to do. And that's really all of 2023 and some of 2024. That's all we did.
That's all we did.
100%. There's no like distraction. There's no like nothing. There's no new marketplace. There's no new products. That was it.
Yeah, and so we didn't focus on making the product better, doing packaging, doing a customer experience. We didn't focus on email marketing. Nothing. It's just volume, increasing our SKUs, because we are e-commerce. That way people have a lot more potential. So if we only offer Toyota, we only offer Honda, we only offer Chevy, and those are the three cars that we offer, or the three makes. Some people have a Tesla, some people have GMC, some people have Ford. We just decided to include everyone. And that was for the whole 2022 to 2023.
Yeah.
Because of the focus, because of us coming out with vehicles, more vehicles, more vehicles, that meant more revenue, that meant more expenses, that meant more opportunities. So everything just increased. At the time we were doing $4,000 days, it jumped up in 2023 to about $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 days, which in a month it was about 180 to 200.
Yeah.
So with that, it just multiplied everything: the revenue, the money, the expenses, the people, the equipment we had to get, the materials, the inventory. So everything just flew up.
Yeah, so essentially the revenue went up, but then like I mentioned, the returns, the refunds, the material, the people, everything went up as well. And the thing is that we weren't really focusing on minimizing expenses. We were just all our focus, and really maybe it's a bad thing to have focus on just solely that, but that was it. Volume, more. We didn't focus really on the numbers. We just updating the bookkeepings, but we didn't focus on keeping down expenses. We just focused, okay, how can we do more of this? That means more people, that means a machine, that means a bigger scanner, that means whatever it took. And that's what we did, and luckily the results were good.
We also kind of shifted our perspective of focusing on the day-to-day tasks, of us creating the images, of us actually uploading the files to Amazon, eBay, Etsy. So we focused from the day-to-day, going more to the overall operation. So maybe putting the people in place to help us fix the issues that we need to fix, whether it be on the design side, whether it be on the production side, whether it be on the recording side for the installation video. So that's another thing we focused on, which also allowed us to increase the business.
Instead of doing more volume now, we started doing quality. So we started changing the product. We started evolving, not changing, making it better. So that's what we started doing. And then you saw from February to March, it was just boom, it went up.
Again, so we improved a lot of stuff. So instead of focusing now on the volume, we're focusing on bettering the product, focusing on installation videos for the product. So if you receive the piece of furniture, you don't have instructions, you're probably gonna return it.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna make it super simple for the customer. That's why we have someone working over there on the installation, on the videos. How you mentioned, we're also focusing on making the images better, because it was just a standard of how fast can we work on the vehicle. So it was just one image. It's very basic, but now we're just making it better to where the customer actually wants to shop, increasing the conversion rate. The manufacturing side we're gonna show, but that side we focus with especially with the increase in sales and units, we wanted to make it more efficient. So now how the tables are arranged, how the machines are arranged, how each section is arranged is kind of like just flows together. So first there was a season of volume. Now it's a season of just focusing on quality. And then in the future, eventually there's gonna be another season of focus for a certain thing. To give you more of a visual example, in 2022, these are how the sales look. So if you look in March 2022, we had $5,000 days, 5,000, 4,000, 6,000, at our highest 7,000, 4,000, 6,000, 3,000, 5,000. March of 2022, we were focusing on our core business. We wanted to start the wrap shop. We wanted to start injection molding. We wanted to start the detailing products, the carbon fiber parts. So our attention could only be put so much in one place. And so you see the results. Yes, those are good days, but just imagine if we had focused back in the day, how much of a difference, how much bigger we would have been right now. So here we were trying to do everything and we sucked at doing everything. We got rid of the wrap shop. We got rid of the products, of everything that didn't make sense. We got rid of it and then we focused on volume. Once we got to the point where volume didn't make sense anymore, we focused on making the product better. And so now come to March 2025, now you see $12,000 days, 11, 12, 12, 14, 12, 15, 14, 15, 12, so on and so forth. This is just all an accumulation of just focusing on our core business, volume, then focusing on making the product better. So it's just focus. Like I mentioned, it is corny. A lot of people throw the word around focus, but really that's what's gonna grow your business. The creative director, he said that it's kind of like One Punch Man. I don't know if you've seen that?
Yeah, push-ups?
Yeah, when they tell him like, why is he so strong? Like, how did you get so strong? And all he says is, I did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 10 miles. That's all he did to get strong. And so a lot of people look at business like you need the cheat codes, you need a secret. Like, nah, you're BSing me on focus. It's not that. Like, really, the way you're gonna grow is just by focusing on one thing for a long period of time, because the change happened in 2022 all the way to 2025. So just 3 years of focusing on this, and we went from $6,000 days to $12,000, $14,000 days. Like I mentioned, as corny as it sounds, focus is the main thing that is gonna you to build those skills that you need. We showed you the warehouse, we showed you 2022, what we were doing, all the different things we were doing, how we suffered. Jump to 2023, 2024, 2025, how focus allowed us to make more than $100,000 without really spending a dime. It's just us putting our head down, locking in and focusing for years.
You will not succeed if you're not focused. I'll go so far as to say that. So take it for what it's worth.